before I just completely, hey, look at that, before I completely give out of gas. Probably going to take a second for the stream to get started. Let's hit this. Ah, there we go. Hey, now. Let's see. Hey, check 1 2. Cool. All right. Well, it looks like we're live. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I wanted to do something kind of special. We put a brand new streaming rig together here in the studio. You know, normally when I'm sitting in this chair for many of the other videos that I've done, I'm in front of a green screen, or a green screen is behind me. Part of it was because sometimes this gets a little messy, but the other part of it was too just it was a much better angle with the camera we were using to not show you everything back here. But with this new camera that's sitting there, this actually looks pretty good. That is not a green screen behind me. In fact, check this out. Yeah, there you go. That's the actual couch for the studio. Just to prove to you, no green screen. Anyway, so I wanted to do something kind of different. Now that we've got a new streaming rig here in the studio, we've been working on it for the last few weeks. All new streaming stuff kind of in both rooms, so we can do a lot more stuff. I wanted to test the stream here on YouTube, but also give you the opportunity to sit with me. This is the kind of thing that normally only my interns get. If you come and intern with me, if you come and study with me, you get this kind of access where we're working on real world projects. In fact, this record that we're working on right here is supposed to be out by the end of the week. That's why it's 1:30 and I'm still working. I'm on a real crunch deadline to get the rest of this vocal comping done tonight so that I can take a short nap and start mixing tomorrow so that by Thursday, this thing's going up online onto a Bandcamp page so that it can be sold, because the artist that we're working for has a show on Friday at a theater. So this is the real world, and I wanted to, with all the stuff that I see on YouTube and all the other social platforms, I wanted you to really see kind of what a real world thing looks like with, hey, dude, what are you doing up? Wow, I just looked over and I saw that Paul is up. What are you doing up, man? Gee whiz. Yeah, we're live streaming from the control room. And I just happened to look up and see you. Wow. Do you not have school tomorrow or something? That's one of my drum students. Anyway, so I'm going to do some vocal comping. Usually it takes about an hour to do a full comp on most of these vocals. And I'm going to flip over to my screen a second let me grab my mouse here so that you can see some of the work that we've been doing today. So yeah. Oh, let's get rid of this Twitch overlay, by the way, because we'll talk about that later. We're doing a lot of Twitch streaming from the studio here more. Anyway, good to see you, Paul, for as long as you get to hang. Anyway, so this is a pretty good example of, this is what the last one I did earlier this evening. We actually did this one live on Twitch. If you want to go find me on Twitch, you can see where we comped this one. The front part was a little easier than the back part. The back part, there's a lot of sonic surgery to get that happening. So we're going to flip over. And the thing that you can kind of see where we put another comp together there. Let's open this up. Playlists. Yep. There's a comp. All right. So we've got two that I need to do before I can go to bed tonight. One is this battle hymn. The other one is This Land Is Your Land. And let's go ahead and tackle this one, because this is probably going to be the quicker one. The one that you saw, Battle Hymn, it's going to take a little bit of time. I think I can probably get through this one pretty quick. Here, we only really have 2 takes to work with. So the artist, when he came in to sing these... oh, It's good to see you, buddy. We're going to be doing a lot more live streaming, and especially once I get one more thing hooked up in the drum room, you're going to enjoy those live streams there. We're going to have 5 cameras over in the live room, including a foot cam. So that's going to be fun. Thanks for stopping by the way. Anyway, so we only have 2 takes to work from. With most of the tunes that I've been comping so far, I've had at least 4 takes to work with. In some cases, on the more difficult tunes, I've had more than that to work with. So in this case, we may only have 1. Look at this. No, actually, we only have 1 to work with. Okay. 1 to work with there, and 1 to work with there. All right, well, then I guess we are going to the more difficult one. I'm going to come back and clean that up later. Let's go to the difficult one. It's real time, I told you. So that's one, where he just sung it down once, and I guess that was it. Jeez. Okay. All right, well, let's go to this one, Battle Hymn. So if you'll look, I'll give you a little bit of a peek into the screen here. If you look at my playlists, you'll and look at the files that are resulting with these, you'll see lead vocal LD-Vokes _ 01.01.02.03. There's several .03s because I did some duplicating of playlists for other takes deeper in. But 03 is a take, and then we've got an 09 towards the bottom. Oh, come back. So basically, we've got 4 takes to work with on this very first section. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the very last take that we did. Any of these 09s, they're all exactly the same. I'm going to pull that one up, and we're going to listen to that one to start with. Normally, the way that I do my playlists, whatever is latest or has the largest number in the lineup is the closest to being the keeper. Either if we do 4 or 5 passes, either 4 or 5 was a keeper pass. In this case, we were flying through trying to do these. I didn't really make any notes. I just sort of in this case, I'm trusting my workflow. So we're going to listen to 9. We're going to see how much of 9 we can use, and then we're going to use the different takes from above to patch any holes in the vocal lines. Anything that's out of pitch, out of time, the wrong word. We're going to use those takes from above to do that. So let's listen here at take 4, which is actually take 09. Here we go.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed the faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on.
All right, so a couple things to know about this. As far as processing goes, I'm doing a little bit of processing on this just to make it loud and easier to hear. I am listening to it with auto-tune on, just a slight touch of auto-tune. Let's see what the auto-tune's doing. Helps if I go back and put it back in.
Trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed the faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on.
It's really just there to pull in anything that's really, really far out. The reason I'm listening to it with auto-tune on is because of this deadline, I don't have time to melodyne this thing. I'm going to have to use auto-tune set fairly lightly to at least get it pulled enough to the center that it's an acceptable vocal. A little bit of background on the project. Originally, this was a live concert that we multi-tracked, and then we've been systematically replacing a lot of things. It depends from tune to tune what we replaced. The drums were the only thing that we kept in total through the whole thing. Different songs have combinations of either replaced bass, replaced guitar, replaced keys, or added stuff. We've added some horns. So if you hear a trumpet, that was done live. You hear the drums, those were done live. The rest may or may not have been live. So anyway, so I'm really just kind of looking for an auto tune setting that just brings everything to center, and then just pick the best performance pieces that I can, so that it all sounds relatively in tune. So this was the best of the takes. I am going to go back up and listen to this other thing that you see here, though, too. So let's listen to the take before that with a line that we had punched in.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed his faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on.
You know what? Overall, that's actually, but it's a stronger take. So anything that's in this region, I'm going to push to the top. Now, just to make sure I don't trick myself.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
All right, yeah, I think that's a better take. So now it's a matter of what are the holes in those lines, and can we find it somewhere else in another take?
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Maybe I liked that better there.
Coming of the Lord.
Yep, so we're going to just push this part up right there. Now keep in mind, this is a patriotic record. It's not a pop record. So take that for what it's worth. It's a patriotic record. It's not meant to win any Grammys. It's not to end up on Billboard Top 10. This is a real-world client project. This is a guy who does theater shows that needs a product that he can sell to the people that go to his shows. It's the kind of stuff that I see every day. It's the kind of stuff that pays well enough that I'm up at 2 o'clock to get this stinking thing finished. So, again, real-world stuff, man.
He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored.
Let's check this one.
He's trampling out the...
That little piece is better. And actually, since I had already pushed some up from that, let's just pull this over just a little bit. Just the pitch center is just a little bit better in that one spot. Let's keep listening.
Trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored.
Where?
Vintage where the grapes are...
Yep, that's better. It's a little softer. We're going to have to goose it up in volume so that we don't lose any energy. But that pitch is better there.
Vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed his faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Vintage where he had loosed his faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword.
From.
He had loosed his faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword.
No, I think that's gonna be all right. All right, so let's listen to what we've got in the comp up here in the top.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed his faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword.
I want to see if I've got a better take of that somewhere else here.
From his terrible swift sword. From his terrible swift sword. From his
I like from there. So let's just, and this is where we're getting in the weeds, we're getting into the sonic surgery. There's these little subtle things about other takes. It's the reason why I want more than one take. It's the reason why I usually want 3 or 4 takes. There's little subtle things that just fall out by accident sometimes, that once you comp them in and really sew them up real nice where you don't hear the seams, then you get something kind of special that the person singing might not have originally been able to just kind of come up with.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling.
Oh, let's listen to this first take.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Right?
He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed the faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on.
All right, so I think we got the best bits in this first one. So let's go through. I'll just blow it up a little bit so you can see it. So let's go through and let's start cleaning up this edit. So yeah, we get that breath out of there on the first part. Now check this out. The phrasing's a little bit different. That's why we've got the double up here with the first consonant.
The
coming. So I'm going to look for a second and just see. Yeah, in this case, he's a little more relaxed there.
of the coming of...
What I'm wondering is, can I relax the whole thing?
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming...
That's actually better. I like that already, that we kind of moved it back a little bit. Now, does that put us...
of the coming of the Lord.
Not quite. So let's do something. Let's take this part and let's line it up. So I'm just going to bring this over, kind of taking them both and just moving them closer to each other. This one was a little hurried. This was a little probably too lazy. We just kind of find a nice center for it.
Glory of the coming of the Lord. He's...
Now, Lord sounds a little weird.
Coming of the Lord. Coming of the Lord.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's not in the edit, but there's a little bump right there. So that's in 9. Yeah, so let's see if I can pull 3.
Coming of the Lord. He's coming of the Lord. Coming of the Lord. Coming of the Lord. He's the Lord. The Lord.
All right, so I'm going to see if I can just lift this.
Coming of the Lord. He's...
Yep. Now, here's something that we're going to have to do that's interesting. You can't just grab this thing and crossfade it, especially because, well, one, I probably need to level match it a little bit. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit.
Coming of the Lord.
Yeah, level match it a little bit so that it sounds like it was part of the other take. The other thing is, if I'm going to get a nice crossfade on this that sounds natural, you notice in the waveform here, let's kind of put it to the center. In the waveform here, what I want to do is I want the cycle of one take to cycle right into the same cycle of the next take. So, like if I crossfade right there, you see, if you're looking real close, that's in an up cycle. That's also in an up cycle. So what I need to do is I need to get them to match. So I'm going to kind of go along here and see where do they kind of look the same. That's close. And that's actually closer to the cycle. That way I don't have to pull it very much over. To make a crossfade,
The Lord.
That's actually going to be in the null point of that word.
Of the Lord.
So now I'm going to get something that's a lot more natural. If you just get in the middle, slap a crossfade on, and just figured that they'll work themselves out, if they're slightly out of sequence with each other, you're going to hear the seam. And what I'm trying to do is make this where you don't hear the seam.
Of the Lord, he's trampling out the...
He's. I don't know what I don't like about he's, but I don't like he's. Let's just keep listening.
He's trampling.
That's stronger.
He's trampling up.
That's stronger.
He's trampling up.
3 is definitely the strongest of all of them. So let's push 3 up, and then let's see if we can get it in here.
He's trampling.
Yeah, there we go. So let's get rid of that crossfade right there. Boom, right there. And then same kind of thing. We're going to just zoom in real quick, and we're going to make sure that when we make this happen, that we find somewhere that looks pretty good in between the words. Something that's almost a non-word sound.
He's trampling out the vintage one.
All right, so I already kind of hear I'm going to have to level match this a little bit. Probably pull this down just a skosh. And then let's get in between these words. And yeah, so right here, nothing's really being held. It's sort of a non-sung part. We can get a crossfade in there pretty easy. And so same thing here. We're going to get to the end of this word and then find a spot right there where it's pretty clear. Those are easy crossfades to make. You just got to pick the right spot. Like right here, I'm going to let that word finish, and then I'm going to put my crossfade in. All right, so let's just listen to what we've got so far.
Glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed his faithful lightning from his terrible...
Loose.
He had loosed his faithful...
Hath loose. Let's see if I've got a better one somewhere.
He had loosed his faithful... He had loosed his faithful... He had loosed the faithful... He had loosed his faithful lightning...
Ah, it's the back part of that.
He had loosed his faithful lightning. He had loosed his faithful lightning. He had loosed the faithful lightning from his tail.
Is it thee or this? I'm kind of thinking I thought it was thee. He had loosed the faithful. Let's take a look real quick. Let's find the lyric. Battle hymn. I think I want to check Battle Hymn of the Republic. Lyrics. He hath loosed the fateful lightning. So that this wrong lyric.
He had loosed the faithful light.
The is what we want. So I've got to, instead of this, we're going to have to put the in there. And the phrasing's a little different between the two takes. So I'm going to have to slide this over just a little bit.
Had loosed the faithful lightning from.
There we go. So now let's just sew this up. Again, we're going to try and find the non-sung part of this. Anytime we can crossfade in an S or some other long sound, the better. In this case,
the faithful. The faithful.
Yep. I want to make sure it's nice and so that's one of those where all of my other takes was the wrong lyric. But at least I've got one that's correct.
He had loosed the faithful lightning from his tail.
Now I've got to level match that a little bit because this volume and that volume seems to be a little different. So I'm just going to come up a little bit with that.
Stored. He had loosed the faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marked.
Truth I still don't like. All right, let's go and make sure I get the rest of the edits in this here. All right, so we got that edit. I'm set up so I can tab to the next edit point. Here's a little, worries me a little.
Lightning from his tail.
That's not going to be too bad. I think I can get away with that one.
Lightning from his tail.
Yeah, from. All right, so instead of mousing over, I just hit tab. I go right to the next one. I'm going to have to get a little creative here.
From his terrible.
Because maybe crossfade will work.
From his terrible swift sword.
Yeah, that does. Let's just kind of move this over. And then we're to the end.
His truth is marching.
Truth's not working for me. Let's see if I can find a better truth here.
His truth is.
It's a little shaky still. Doesn't really nail the pitch.
His truth is.
I like the sentiment of that better in terms of stylistically what he's trying to do. It's just a matter of, can I make this work? You see how different the levels are. And you see how different the phrasing is. So
His truth.
Let's go up. Get these to match.
Truth is truth.
And then we're going to have to put that T right there.
His truth is truth.
All right. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at where
It's true.
Put this T right where that T is. A little crossfade there.
His truth is my.
All right. And then you see where this is a little different. The phrasing is a little different. My hope is that maybe I can swing this wide just a little bit. It's a little rushed. So let's find out where it was in the other phrasing. Right there.
Truth is marching on.
So that's going to be a little too laid back.
Truth is marching on.
I might do a little correction, but that's the right place for where the lyric needs to fall. Let's see if I can make this edit happen now. Again, we'll get in the non-sung part.
Truth is
Okay, that's pretty natural. Now it's a matter of, can I sew up this last little bit so that it doesn't seem as late?
Marching on.
All right, Let's listen.
With sword, his truth is marching on.
It's pretty good. I hear a little bit of a seam in there, but let's listen to the whole thing.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed the faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on.
Now, if I'm not looking at the edits, I feel better about that.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed the faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on.
Where is the only thing that I heard.
Coming of the Lord, he's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored.
And that wasn't in the middle of an edit, so that was more just a pronunciation.
Trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. Yeah. He had loosed the faithful.
All right, we'll call that one done. All right, so there's the first part of it. And really, we're just repeating this whole process. I'm putting together what I feel is the best full take, and then I'm just listening through, and the sonic surgery comes in when I hear words that just don't quite ring the way they need to, or the pronunciation is right, or in this case, the lyric was actually wrong. So let's go down. We'll go down to 9, and we'll listen to Dotto 9 at this next part.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dew and dance. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. Lord.
Let's just take that much of it. Let's go to the one above it. Let's go to 03.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dew and dance. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on.
The energy's better, but the pronunciation, is not nearly as good. So 03, we may find a word or two we can use, but overall, no. Let's listen to 2 and just see.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him.
You already hear it's already not in the pocket, right?
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dew and dance. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on.
Dim and flaring lamps. I liked that diction on it.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps.
All right, so we're going to have to work with 9. I can just already tell just from listening to the rest of it. We're going to have to work with 9. So let's push 9 to the top. And then let's just kind of systematically go through. And if there's anything that doesn't ring, we'll see if we can pick it up from another one.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dew and dance. I can read his righteous sentence.
100 circling camps.
Watchfires of 100 circling camps.
Let's just see if 3 is better, just for that one part.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps.
No, not necessarily. Let's see if 2 is better there.
The watchfires of 100 circling camps. The watchfires of 100.
The first part, watchfires of, let's just give it that much of it. See what happens when we cut it in.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps.
Yeah, see how it's brighter? Yeah. Let's see if I can just pull the volume down.
Watchfires of the watchfires of 100. In the watchfires of 100 circling camps, they had builded him an altar in the evening dew. In the watchfires of 100 circling camps, they had...
If I'm going to use that, I got to take the whole line, it looks like.
him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps.
You hear the timbre difference? Even though I like the delivery of that better, I think it's a better delivery. It's brighter, and unless I'm going to go in and do... Now you can do clip effects on stuff. I could probably tame that mid-range down and maybe get it to sit better. I don't have time to fool with that.
The watchfires of 100 circling camps. The watchfires of 100 circling camps.
So we're just going to have to heal separation and just kind of keep that, at least for now.
The watchfires of 100 circling camps. The watchfires of 100 circling camps.
100 circling camps.
100 circling camps. 100 circling camps.
Maybe I can get away with that. Let's put the bright one back up.
Fires of 100 circling camps they had built.
I might be able to make that work. That I can deal with that. The trick here is going to be, again, see how this doesn't quite cycle. I either got to pull this cycle forward so it matches.
100 circling camps they had built it.
Yep, I can probably make that work.
Camps they had.
All right, I'm not going to do the edit. I'm not going to clean up my edits yet. I just want to get the line.
Fires of 100 circling camps they had builded him an altar in the evening dew and dance.
I'll just check and see if camps is okay.
Circling camps they had builded him an altar in the evening dew and dance. 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 I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps.
Dim.
Sentence by the dim and flaring lamp.
Yep. You didn't scoop into dim. Dim. Dim.
By the dim and flaring.
Now we just got to make sure that dim lines up with the old one. So look where that is. Slide it in place. And let's see how it comes out.
By the dim and flaring lamps. By the dim and flaring lamps.
Well, now when you listen to it context, something's not quite the same with dim.
Sentence by the dim and flaring. Sentence by the dim and flaring lamps.
The scoop works there, but I don't know if the phrasing is the same. Let's see.
Sentence by the dim and flaring lamps.
Actually, that works. I'll take the scoop in that case. So same thing. Let's just, start of the word is just about the same. Maybe come forward just a little bit.
By the dim and flaring lamps, his day is marked.
Day. I wonder if I can get it.
By the dim and flaring lamps, his day is marching.
Oh, take it out of solo, Brian. I do that often. More than I want to admit. Take it out of solo.
And read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps, his day.
Had to take a breath right there. Let's see. Can we carry this out any further?
By the dim and flaring lamps, his...
And then we'll have to pull from some other take to finish the line.
By the dim and flaring lamps, by the dim and flaring lamps, his...
See if I can marry those two together.
By the dim and flaring lamps, his day...
All right, now we got to just get the end of the phrase. He took a breath there, so that last one is a little off. But maybe we can just pull it.
His day is marching.
He gets back on at that point, so maybe we can take it to there.
Lamps, his day is marching on.
All right.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
It's all swimmy there in the pitches there. All right, so I'm good up to that point. Now let's listen to 3 and see if that's a better end.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Nope.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
The release is nice on that.
Hallelujah.
Pitch is better on it. I'm going to see if I can lace that into something else. If we were going to melodyne this, I might be able to use that other take, but we're not going to melodyne it, so I can't straighten it out. So I've got to find something that either dips the right way, if it's going to scoop, or it's just got to be right. It's got to hit the pitch right on the head.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, 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 hallelujah.
Now I'm hoping, here's what I'm hoping.
Glory, glory.
I'm gonna have to, this is where the surgery part of it comes in. I have to bring the volume up on this. What's that, 2?
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
So the phrasing's different right there. It's gonna be interesting to see if I can make this work.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
It's got a little affectation in it I'm not crazy about.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Hear the little glottal thing in there?
Glory, 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 hallelujah.
That doesn't have that glottal thing, but I'm going to have to move it. So it's part of 3. Let's move it up and we'll just move it around. So we really are Frankenstein in this thing. But if I can get it to work, it's going to be beautiful. All right, so let's put this right where that goes. Make the crossfade on that easy. See if we come out where we come out of the phrase and if it matches at all.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
It's a little behind the beat. Push it forward.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Okay.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
I'm just checking 3 to see if I have a better one in 3.
Glory, glory,
Oh, it's a lot stronger.
glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
That little piece right there, I think, it fits better. It's got the energy of 3, but it still meets 9 closer.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
So we're going to have to kind of mate this up a little bit. I'm going to move this out of the way. Find out where the front of that phrase is, right there. And he actually goes a little different there, but that's okay.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Now, you hear the bump in it, but I can get it out with the edit.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Timing's a little suspect on that. What happens if I push it forward a little bit?
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
The release.
Hallelujah.
Release is a little south.
Glory, hallelujah.
That's a better release. So let's push 3 up on the release.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Probably relax that a little bit.
Glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Is true.
All right, let's listen again.
Glory, glory,
Still a little out there.
glory, glory.
That's a better. It's in 3, so I can just pull it.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Did you hear it? Truth.
His truth is.
See if I can find.
His truth is marching.
It's a little bright.
His truth is is marching.
So that scoops too, but that stays a little more in pitch when it scoops.
His truth is marching on.
All right, so now let's see if we can stitch all that up together and make it seem like one cohesive thing. If that works, it's going to be a whole lot better than what we had to deal with just in the raw take itself. So, have you figured out that you can't always believe what you hear? All right, so same thing. This is in the middle of a sung line here. So I want to make sure that's close enough to the null point I could crossfade that and get away with it. All right, let's go to the next one. Yep, we can go right in between there. We already did that one, but I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Same kind of thing here. I'm going to see how far, if I go too far, I'm going to get the front part of the other word. So we'll come back a little bit into that non-sung part of the line. Yep, that's good so far. Was this a breath?
Lord.
Yeah. Let's go a little further.
Lord.
Yeah. Just kind of put it there. All right, same thing here. Let's find somewhere close to a null point that we can do that.
Glory, glory.
I really want to make sure I don't hear that.
Glory, glory.
Good. All right, let's navigate this little gap here. All right, so bring them together. Pretty dang close, man. I should be able to get it. Yeah, almost right there in the middle. That null point's pretty close.
Hallelujah.
Beautiful. All right, we're going to finish this line. I'm going to leave that in, but I'm going to tailor that a little bit. All right, now we're going to get into the middle of a word. Let's see if we can get these to match a little. Now, I've got a little bit of leeway on the front. If I need to slide it, there's more. I'm using less of the front and more of the back of that phrase. So if I've got to move something, I'm going to move the left side. And I'm not going to have to move it much. Let's just move it enough to where I can get, there we go. And then just slide it up against it. So now you can see, if I crossfade, I'm going to crossfade at something that looks like a null point. That should be a pretty transparent crossfade. If I would have left it where it was, you would have heard the little bump in it.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
All right, let's see if we can get this one. This one sounds like it may be close already. Even with the gap in it, it did a pretty good job of being close. Oh, nope. See, right there. Right there, we got both in the positive space. So there's a little bit of a release. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip it right there so I don't mess up the beginning of the next line. And then I'm just going to take this over, pull this out. There's the null for there. There's the null for there. Put your crossfade right there. Boom, bang, boom. So we should be able to make that pretty transparent.
Hallelujah.
Now I am going to bring the volume up just a little bit. Level match that a little bit better.
Glory, hallelujah.
Yeah, that way. It sounds like it was all part of the same take. We'll crossfade that just because we can. Come on over, baby. There we go. Same thing here. We're in the middle of a word.
Glory.
Kind of a swallowed word. Let's just see if I can find that. There's close enough to a null spot right there. Put my crossfade there.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His hallelujah. His true.
Still don't like that release.
Hallelujah. 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 Glory, hallelujah.
It's a little hallelujah. It's a little happy shiny, but the back part of that's a little better.
Glory, hallelujah.
Nope.
Glory, hallelujah.
I'm wondering if I can just take the back, the Luya part.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, let's just try that. I'm going to just take part of 3. I'm going to push that up.
Hallelujah.
We're going to have to level match that, so we're going to come up a little bit, and then we're going to have to get the loos to start in the same place, basically. You can see where the waveform changes. That's where that loo is going to be. Kind of superimpose it over the top. Make sure I'm right in the cycle correctly. Oh, man. Dude. Oh, I should have bought a lottery ticket today. Let's see. Pretty dang close. Come back. Oh, come back just a hair. Put that crossfade right in there.
Hallelujah.
Might have hit it a little hard.
Hallelujah. His truth.
Just sounds like an accent. That's all. All right. Now, this is going to be a little tricky.
His truth.
Or maybe not. Because those are desperately different. But that's in the middle of the sound.
His truth.
His
truth is
it's easier to hide those crossfades when you've got those non-pitched sounds, like right here. I can hide that. And then a little fade taper there. Let's go back to the top and listen to it.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dew and damps. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
That one spot.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
This one spot here, I think I just need to level match a little better.
Glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Yeah. Let's come up just a little bit.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. 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 His truth is marching on.
All right. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing so far. I'm going to take an ear break a second and talk about. So, this isn't the kind of editing that you can do while the client's sitting there. If you did this in the middle of a session, you would just completely obliterate somebody's confidence that you've chopped their stuff up that much. But plus, it would take a lot of time. I mean, we've been doing this for however long we've been doing this at this point. I don't have a counter, so I'm not sure exactly how long we've been going. But yeah, if somebody saw that you chopped up their performance that much, they might lose their confidence, and all their takes they would second guess. So this is the kind of editing that you got to do by yourself. You can't have anybody there, and it's one of those two where unless he sees this video, which I'm sure he probably will, he'll see it after he hears this cut and after he approves this performance. And he'll be like, man, that sounds great. The reason I know is because I've already sent two over that I've done the same thing for. And he's like, man, it sounds really good. Yeah, it sounds really good because I'm picking the absolute best that I can get out of the takes that I've got. We find a way to get all the audio seams out of there, or as much as we possibly can. And really try and make something that sounds like one cohesive thematic statement in terms of the delivery of the lyric. If I pull something in that's in pitch, but it doesn't match what's on either side, it doesn't matter that that's a better pitch for the word. it doesn't match what happens on either side. It feels out of context. If you'll look on my Twitch, I actually had one where I had to go in and melodyne just one word in one of my Twitch videos that I put up tonight because I couldn't find from my other takes something to match. And the one thing that would go with that take had problems that I couldn't just simply auto-tune out. I actually had to go and melodyne that one note, do some note separation and control some vibrato to get it to sit, to get the note to sit where it needed to sit. And then I just stitched that back into this, and all of a sudden it did what I needed to do. I basically created the take that I needed using Melodyne. I don't really have time to do the whole thing. You're probably sitting there thinking, well, Brian, you're taking an hour to do this one you're doing now. Yeah, but if we were to Melodyne this stuff, I would take way more longer than an hour to Melodyne this, to make sure that it was completely transparent. And even then, little secret that I'll show you later, I hardly ever use a completely Melodyne track. Usually it's a combination of a Melodyne track with something that's been lightly auto-tuned with something that's not tuned at all. And I'm constantly going between those three to make it feel like it's human. And like it's not utterly perfect, but the imperfections are actually the character. I was watching Spirited the other day over the holidays, and there was so much of that just flatline Melodyne in all these vocals that it just became uncomfortable. I almost had to stop watching the movie. I'm like, people don't sing like that. They don't stair step into pitches, and then even if they hit the pitch, rarely do they ever sine wave the pitch. It just doesn't happen in real life. And so, so it was just weird to basically listen to that kind of thing. It almost makes me think, did you just rush through the process, auto Melodyne, like use the most default settings for Melodyne, make sure it didn't pull something a half step out of tune, and then just sign off on it. It just sounds weird when they sing like robots. In R&B, that's a thing, but I don't think it's a thing in Christmas tunes, or shouldn't be anyway. All right, let's go down to 9. We're going to listen to this take and see if this is the take.
He has sounded forth the...
Oh, we got background vocals. So you know what? Let's mute those bad boys for a second. And, check it out. Let's see, we've got 2. We must have went and redid something else. I've got 2. I see 2.2.2. What is this right here? This is 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2. This should be 9, but let's check and see. Yep, that's 9. Let's listen to 9 first.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat.
Really
be quick, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God is marching on.
I'm going to listen to 2.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat.
That, I'm actually going to push that up just because I may use that. That delivery's not bad. Let's go down here to 2 and see what we did in 2.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is
that part I like.
That shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat. That shall never judgment seat. Oh, be quick, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God is marching on.
Vibrato's a little weird on the end, but all right, now all we got to do is just find the front part of the phrase, right? Let's see. Yeah, we just need the front part of the phrase. So 2, it's not in 2, it's not in 9. Let's hope to heck it's in 1.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call
I can use most of that. Let's see how far I need to go before I swap over to the next one.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall forth the trumpet that shall never call
trumpet.
The trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat.
See, it's a little edgy on the time, so I'm going to shift it back 20 milliseconds.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat.
All right, a little too much. How about 10 milliseconds?
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his
I have to fix that. But we'll figure it out. Let's keep listening.
his judgment seat. Out the hearts of men before his judgment seat.
Let's see if one's a little better there.
For his judgment seat.
Yep. It's got a little more energy. Kind of, the end of the line died a little bit on us.
Hearts of men before his judgment seat. Oh,
Go all the way to judge.
for his judgment seat. Oh, be quick. Men before his judgment seat.
There you go.
Oh, be quick, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant at my feet. Our God is marked.
God?
Our God is.
No. No.
Our God is marked.
It's better.
Our God is marked.
Nope. Don't have anything underneath here that I can use. What was this one? That's 2 as well. It looks like 2 is going to be the call, folks.
Our God is marked.
Yeah. God is.
At my feet, our God is marching on.
We'll see if I can find something that doesn't have quite that weird vibrato in it.
God is marching on.
That's better.
God is marching on.
Nope. It's got a little hiccup in the middle of it. So, yeah, we got 2. We got 9. Is that 9? Let's hear 9 a second again.
Marching on. Lord, God is marching on. Lord.
It doesn't have quite the energy. 9 doesn't have quite the energy to it. But let's see if I can make that up with volume. Maybe it's just that the volume wasn't quite there. That release is better. It's just a matter of, you can kind of see there's not quite as much volume. So let's bump the volume up and match it a little bit.
Marching on.
Ooh, wait a second.
Marching on.
All right.
Is marching.
So we need to just slide that a little bit. See where the ching is there. Boom. There you go.
God is marching on.
I can work with that. Let's keep rolling. We've been starting in 9. Let's check 9 and see. Let's start there.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
No.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
So 5, that's 5. 5's got a lot of great energy to it. It's just pitchy as all get out.
Marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
The last bit. So I'm using Control E to mark a few pieces right here and right there that I might want to use. Let's go over to 3.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory,
So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to use 5 to a certain degree.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory.
So I'm going to use 5 as my bass. And then we're going to put in a few of these 4s that I'd marked. Put in 3. And let's see what we've got so far in the top. Get it out of there. May have to borrow from something else. Yeah, those are all. Oh, those are 9s. So we may be able to go down to 9 and find something. Let's listen to how did 9 start?
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory.
It got pitchy.
Glory.
Maybe I can use the glory part. All right. Let's get out of that and see what we got. Make sure I'm not. All right. Make sure I'm listening to what's on top.
Glory.
Still not sold on that 9.
Marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching.
Truth is. Find something that's pitched a little better. It's a little north.
His truth is marching on.
It's a little flat, but I mean flat in terms of affect, but
His truth is
late.
His truth is marching on. His truth is.
All right, so I take his from there, and then take truth is from there. Bump, bump. See what we come up with.
His truth is marching on.
Just need to level match a few things. That's all right.
His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
It's a little south on that. I like that energy, but it's a little south on the loo.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Clutched it just a little bit. Down to the bottom here.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Where's 9? Didn't I have a 9 down here? Nope, those are all 5s. All right, well, that's 5. This is what? This is 9. Let's listen to 9. See if I got something I can fix and or pull from here for a fix.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Most of 9 was good, actually. So let's push 9 up to the top, up to the Luya. See if I can find a better release.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory.
Maybe if I just slide that up a little bit.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory.
I'm wondering something. I think I got to tune the bass. I think part of this pitch issue that I'm hearing sometimes is the bass is out. Hang on a second. It's not an upright bass, by the way. Ah, there we go. AT. I already got auto tune on this bad boy.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
There you go.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching.
Let's fix truth is. It's one of those, man, if the bass is out of tune, man, stuff is going to sound out of tune all over the joint. You won't figure out, why does this sound so freaking out of tune? And when it shouldn't sound out of tune.
His truth is.
Nope.
His truth is. His truth is.
Yeah, 5.
His truth is marching.
Do I have a 9 on this one? Yep.
His truth is
Truth. He kind of scoops into it. 9's what I had sitting there. Let's see. Let's try 2 or 3.
His truth is.
Nope.
His truth is. His truth is. His truth is
It's shaky.
His truth is. His truth is. His truth is.
It's not as shaky as 9 is, though. So let's just take all of that and go up. See, if I was going to melodize that, I might be able to get that little waddle out of there.
His truth is marching on.
All right, let's sew all that up. That, I'm pretty safely know that I can crossfade right there. Here, let's see.
He is sifting up.
Let's crossfade after the breath. All right, let's see what happens here.
Hearts of men before his judgment seat.
Let's go back just 10 milliseconds. And then make sure that's going to line up. Not quite. That was a little bit much.
Before his judgment seat.
All right, same thing. Let's crossfade after the breath if we can.
Oh, be quick.
Yep. Crossfade after the breath. Right in the middle of a word. So let's go find it. Make sure it's gonna. I couldn't ask for a better one than that right there.
Our God is marching.
Yeah. Ching. Late. Let's pull the whole thing forward.
God is marching on.
All right. Get a little crossfade in there after that breath. Yeah, if we were going to melodize it, I would pull some of the vibrato out of these lines because it warbles a little too much. All right, this is going to be interesting.
Glory.
Oh, okay.
Glory. Glory.
Back it up a little bit.
Glory. Glory. Glory.
All right, so this is one where the phrasing is totally different. Right there.
Glory. 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 Hallelujah.
So
Glory. Glory.
how about that? We're going to borrow the front, the gluh from 1. It just happens to cycle just about right. And we can get the gluh off of 1.
Glory.
Yep.
Glory. Glory.
That don't happen much, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. I'm definitely buying a lottery ticket. What day is it? It's Wednesday. Definitely buying a lottery ticket now. All right, I don't have to listen to that one. I know it's going to be okay. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, the release is there. All right, we only need one breath, so we're going to get out of there before that happens. All right, let's keep going. Landmines, landmines everywhere.
His truth. His truth.
I'm going to get lucky here.
His truth is.
Go to the front part of that word.
Is marching.
Yep. And go right before this one. Ditch this. Do I need that breath? Nope.
Glory, glory,
Yeah, key change. I definitely don't need that breath. All right, go to the next one.
hallelujah.
All right, we're going to get that out of there. All right, you know how this works. Fine, make sure we got the right null point right there. Put the crossfade right there. That should get us close enough.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
And that little bit of a pop, little bit of a modulation, we just hide it in the kick drum. I'm giving away all my secrets here, folks. If you've watched this video this long, you've seen a lot of secrets. If you got to have some kind of modulation pop, put it with a drum, a bass drum or a snare drum, and all of a sudden you can make it go away. Like it never happened. All right. There we go. All right, let's listen to the whole thing. Make sure we don't hear any audio seams. I'm not going to look at the screen.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat. Oh, be quick, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant at my feet. Our God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory.
All right, so up to the key change, we're good, except for one spot. I still don't like this.
Glory, glory.
Yeah, I don't know, it just kind of dies. Let's see.
Glory, glory. Glory, glory.
That one dips too, but it doesn't die in energy.
Glory, glory. Glory, glory.
That one holds the pitch better, but I don't know, something with the energy I don't like.
Glory, glory. Glory, glory. Glory, glory.
And that's just too flat. In terms of, like, there's no energy in it.
Glory, glory. Glory, glory.
Do I have a 5? 5 is the one we don't like. So 5 is, what is this right here? Is this still 5? Yep, still 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So, all right, here's the other option.
Glory, glory.
I can see if I've got a better glory somewhere else that I can patch that with. Let's see.
Our God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
All right, so listening to what comes before it and listening to this.
Glory, glory.
All right, I'm wondering. Let's mark that. Fix this. Let me go back.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Maybe I can borrow that one. Copy that. I don't know if it's going to fit the energy, but we can always try. Kind of get it to where it fits.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Maybe go a little later with it.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
That's the least offensive. I hate to use that word, but it's the one that doesn't ping my ear as being out or wrong. It doesn't scoop in a bad way.
Hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Now I'm wondering if I should go a little bit longer in here.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Oh, okay.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Let's see if we can put that in a place where we can get it to go. It's a little more complex. Waveform is. So let's find this. See if we can hide that edit.
Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
I'm obsessing over a few things.
Hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
All right. Last bit here. We're in the home stretch, my friends. Home stretch. I already marked that I liked something out of there. So we've got some punches in here that we kind of used. That's all 9. This is 9. Let's listen to 9 for a second.
In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigured you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free, while God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
All right, I'm just going to take it up to that point. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that. But let's see. So what else we got?
In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on.
I think that's the take he wanted. I'm going to push that to the top. But I think there's some bits in here that are better than some others.
In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me.
All right, so to me, the delivery on that is a lot better than this one.
In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea, with...
Except for Born Across the Sea, which I could probably use from that take right there.
In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory...
It's almost like he ran out of air, so I'm going to take that part, and then I'm going to take this part. And we're going to push those up. What does that sound like together?
In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea.
All right. Relax that just a little bit.
Christ was born across the sea with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me.
All right. Let's just see if there's something else in 4.
Across the sea with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me as he died to make.
Nope. All right. Let's listen to 5. He's trying to do this laid back kind of thing that I don't know that it works, but we'll try and find the best version of it, and maybe I'll slide it around to get it where it's right in.
As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on.
Overall, it's not bad. What do I have up there right now? I have 8 up there. Let's listen to 8 again.
As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God
versus
live to make men free.
I think this much of 5 is better, actually. So we'll see if we can make those happen.
Let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on. Our God is marching on.
There's some things I like about that better than 8.
Men free. Our God is marching on.
Nope.
Men free. Our God is marching on.
Nope.
Men free. Our God is marching on.
So it's going to be a combination of 5 and 8, I think. It's a matter of what a 5 and what a 8.
Let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on.
Let's try.
Our God is marching on.
Definitely the end of that is better.
On. Our God is marching on.
The release, though, the release is a little rough. Frankenstein, the end of that release. All right, let's listen to the whole thing.
As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on. Our God is.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this whole thing and push it back 20 milliseconds.
Holy, let us live to make men free. Our God is.
Push the whole other thing back 40 milliseconds. Let's see if that gets it sitting in the pocket right.
Me, as he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God.
See, that's better.
Me, as he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God.
Now split the difference. Go back 20.
When me, as he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free.
Let's go even later.
You and me, as he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back this way.
And me, as he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on.
Yep. And we're going to tamp that release just a little bit.
On. On.
Yep, that's what we're listening to. All right. So we're just gonna double back, make sure it's all kind of sitting where it needs to sit, and then we'll see about moving on to the last stanzas.
In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures. Was born across the sea, with the glory in the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. With the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on.
All right, let's get the last stanza, and then we'll clean all these edits up. Let's see. I had marked 6. Did I mark 6 for a reason?
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Because the back part of 6 is good. Let's see. Try 9.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory.
That's a little too TBN for me.
Glory, 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 hallelujah.
If I can find a front half for that. 6, the back half of 6 is good.
Lord, glory, glory, hallelujah.
I think I found the front half.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Nope. All right, so let's push the back part of 6 up there now. From like this much on.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
See, now that I hear 6, I don't like it as much.
Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah.
9?
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
No, it's got a little hitch in it. La.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
So, I'm getting in the weeds on this, man. Frankenstein this one together. All right, let's see.
King on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
If I can get that edit right there, that's a good release. I'm just going to have to get it to where they match. Probably level match it a little bit.
Hallelujah.
All right. Keep going. We're almost done. Almost done, almost done, almost done. Let's...
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
kind of flat. I'm just not energy.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Listen to 9.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on.
So I'm going to take most of 9. Yeah. Most of 9. And then let's just pull the things I don't like about 9 and kind of find those. Yeah, we'll listen to 9, and the spots that need to get fixed, we'll just pull from other takes. That's going to be the best way to go here.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Yeah, a little iffy.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
1's not bad.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Glory,
first little bit's pretty good. Mark that.
His truth is marching on. His truth is marching. His truth is marching on.
Listen to 2.
His truth is marching on.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. What happens? What do we have now? 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 Get that out of there.
Glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Do I have a better one for that?
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
It's probably going to be in 2, isn't it?
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Except for the back part of it. Yeah. 2 into 9.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Glory.
So those are all 2s. Then what's that? Is that a 9? Those are 2s and 9s. So I have 2 and 9. This is still 2. Still 2. So I only have 2 and 9 to pick from. Which is better, 2 or 9? 9 or 2?
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
End of that's a little shaky. So that's 9 that's a little shaky. What is the end of 2?
Hallelujah.
Ooh, end of S. Not good at all. Let's try it again. Hang
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory,
on. Is that 9 or just 2? It's 9.
glory, glory,
1?
glory, glory, hallelujah.
This is actually better, believe it or not. From 8.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
That little stair-steppy thing, that was kind of weird.
Glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Now, let's see if all of 8 is better.
His truth is marching on.
Not the marching on. He gave out a gasp. But what's in 2?
Marching on.
It's going to have to be 9. 9's the only one that's got any gas in it.
It's marching on. It's marching on.
Maybe I just go as long as I can go until...
Marching on.
Nope, phrasing's totally different. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, we'll just have to settle with that.
This marching on is true.
I think if I change the timing on that a little bit, it'll be all right.
His truth is marching on.
All right, this is one where I know what I did here. Listen to 7 and 8 together.
His truth is marching on.
All right, so yeah, what we did here is we took a running start at the last note. with a big full breath.
Marching on.
Vibrato's thick. All right, let's listen to the whole thing. That's close, man.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Marching on just sounds weird.
Truth is marching on.
It's like he ran out of breath.
Is marching on. Marching on.
I don't like to step into it.
Marching on. Marching on.
But he does it both times. So we'll just take one. One's better anyway. All right.
Marching on. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on.
Yeah, if we had Melodyne, we would. If we're going to Melodyne it, I would Melodyne some of that out of there. All right. So now it's passable. I can live with that. Now we just got to go through and sew up all of these seams. Let's get out of playlist, get in a waveform so I can see it real big, so that you can see it real big. I have a 55-inch monitor that I'm looking at. I can see this plenty big. I want you to be able to see it very big. All right. Let's see. Sew all these up. Here we go.
Across this, going across this.
Trying to keep my edits toward the center so you can see what I'm doing. I know my head is in the bottom of your screen right there. Some of these edits are going to be easy to do because they're in the middle of words. They're in the middle of sounds, but we're going to get to some in a second. We're going to have to. These are not hard to make. It's these that are hard to make. Let's see, how much phrase? Okay, so this is towards the end. I've got a little room here, a little wiggle room. So you see where that's going. I basically need to push this back a little bit so that I can get there. Yep. And put the crossfade in there. And then we got to get that release. There you go. All right, get the breath out of there. Bang, bang, boom. All right, going in the middle of a word again, aren't we?
Glory.
Oh, that's the one where we pulled the G. That's right. We pulled a G out of there. And luckily, it looks like it's going to crossfade just fine. Listen just a second.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Once I put that in the mix, you will not be able to hear that. You will not hear that I borrowed that G. All right, let's get this thing in there. Find out where yeah, right there. Slide it ever so slightly. Nice little crossfade. Get out of there.
Hallelujah.
Solo it, make sure.
Hallelujah.
No, I can live with that. Why am I doing that? Hit tab, Brian. That's why you have it set up that way.
It's marching.
So this, we just want to make sure we're getting, yeah. I think we're going to follow just about right. If anything, let's push this back just a little bit. Yep, right there. take out a breath. Go to the next one. Home stretch, baby. Home stretch. Home stretch. All right, you can tell, you already see what I'm going to have to do here. Just basically pull this over. But even that might not be right. Let's see. Come over just a little bit. There we go.
Hallelujah.
There we go. But the last note's good. All right. Let's listen to everything with the edits. In this last part, let's get rid of that marker. All right. Listen to the last part. Make sure we got it sewed up nice.
In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
That last on, I need to come up a little bit. Where is it?
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, Lord. God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching
You can hear him shift
on.
gears. But there's nothing I'm going to fix about that. You can hear him shift gears in the middle of the line, which it just, it's the wrong place to shift the gear.
Glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Go up just a little bit. See if I can match that better.
Truth is marching on. His truth is marching on.
All right. Now, the only other thing we need to listen to is listen to it start to finish, because what we're trying to listen for is the overall arc of things. Where do we start and where do we end up? That's really super important. And just to make sure, I know the edits are good, and there's nothing in the edit that's gonna pop out at me and make me go, gee whiz, what was that about? I'm gonna put the choir back in, so now I may have to slide the choir around. They may not be quite in time.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He had loosed the faithful lightning from his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on.
I got the vocal way hot, so we can hear everything. It's going to be in the mix a little bit more than this.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dew and and dance. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never go retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat. Oh, be quick, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. In the beauty of the lily, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you
don't think
and
it's
me.
quite in time.
As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free. Our God is marching on.
It seems behind, right?
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on.
In context, so I can't edit these choir tracks yet because basically what the guy sent me was mono sources in a stereo file. So what I'm going to do is I'm break out. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm going to do it tomorrow. But like this alto dry, it looks like a stereo track, but it's not. It's mono. It's just left and right. I don't need all that. I need one mono track. And so I basically got to break all of these out into separate. The only thing that needs to stay stereo is the choir double dry, because that is actual stereo. Anyway, so I'll break those out and get those into mono, and then that whole middle section with the ooze where everything feels behind, I'll do a little edit. So I just clip that section, I'll move it forward, get it more in time with the rhythm section, won't feel like it's dragging. I think it's going to be good. I'm surprised. There's a couple of little spots towards the back part where I need to move the choir in to meet his time just a little bit. They're a little behind. But I think once I do that, and just move them into time a little bit, the choir is actually going to lock with the vocal pretty well. I wish I could tell you that was because I'm good at what I do. I'm going to call that a happy accident, that I just happened to pick all the right stuff, that the time was right. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, I'm a drummer, so I know if the time's right on the vocal or not. But I'm surprised how well it fits. I'm just going to call that lucky, and I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. So, all right. So, I don't know how long that took. I don't know how long we've been streaming. I wanted to have kind of a documentation of this. I wanted you to see what it's like to get something in real time where some might call this problematic because I don't have big chunks of takes that I can just say, that's the take. This is the take. You know, when you're working with certain kinds of vocalists, especially vocalists that have a ton of studio experience, like every week, week after week after week, for years, then yeah, you can take big swaths of stuff and just, in some cases, you're picking between two amazing things. It's just which one gives you the chills on your arms. That's the one that you're going to pick. But in this case, which is most workaday kind of vocal comp sessions, it's Frankenstein. You know, you're borrowing from this and borrowing from that and stitching this together and that together. And the whole idea is that you're trying to not make it sound like it was stitched together. It needs to sound like one cohesive, contiguous take, that everything matches really well, that everything fits together, that there's an organic arc from the beginning to the end of the tune that doesn't feel like it was pieced together. It's just, I mean, that's just the nature of doing this. So I know this is a long video, and I know that most of you aren't going to make it to the end of this. Perfectly fine. If you've made it all the way through this video, you've got just what an intern would get sitting next to me, or a student would get sitting next to me for the entire time that we've been doing this. You would see how I do this day in and day out. Occasionally I get vocals from vocalists, like I say, that are in the studio all the time, that work out like athletes to be able to sing with a certain level of precision and intentionality that then if we're doing comps, a lot of times we're trading one musical decision for a different musical decision because emotionally it does something. In this case, I'm really trying to take all these almost accidental colors and pull them together into one painting, just by ordering the colors in the right way so that you get something that makes sense. So, so that's the job. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. Please, by all means, leave some comments below. Now that we've got this new streaming setup here downstairs and this lovely new camera, I really like the way this camera looks. How about I go back to, let's go back to the full shot. I really like the way that camera looks. So anyway, now we got this set up, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of these kind of things. I'll put together some short form content for you. But especially on some of this live stuff, it really is, I mean, this is what it's like to sit here in this room with me, and I do this hours and hours and hours every single day. It's not always vocals. I may be comping other stuff. I may be assembling other things. But this is the gig. This is what it's like to really be sitting here with somebody doing it. And that's my whole goal for this next year, is to put together a ton of content for you that you can really see what is the real world. The real world is not always 8 people in the control room dancing around to a two bar loop, and screaming fire. That's fire. That's not the real world, man. That's some other thing. Maybe somebody else has that as their 12 to 14 hours a day, but I certainly don't. A lot of what I'm doing is I'm holding hands for clients, getting them through this process to where we can get some things that we can use and make some really good stuff out of, that the people that they're going to put this out to are really going to enjoy listening to it. I mean, that's the real world. If at any point, my brain was in the land of, well, is this going to be a hit song or is this going to win a Grammy? Then I'd be kind of sunk. But if I'm in the land of, is this going to help pay the light bill? Is this going to help pay the mortgage bill? Is this going to help buy that new camera that you're looking at me on right now? Then that's a much more realistic and attainable way to live as an audio engineer, as a music producer, and as a recording musician. So I hope you got something out of this. I'm sure you're tired of listening to me talk at this point. And so I'm going to close up things and just say thanks for watching. However much you watched this, if you stayed for the whole thing, if you skipped around, if you went to the beginning, you went to the end, knowing that the end's always got something good for you, then it doesn't matter to me. Make sure you hit the like on this video. Make sure you hit subscribe on this channel if you don't already subscribe to my channel, because I've got a lot more content that I'm going to be putting together for you, especially with a setup like this. It makes it a lot easier to do. So Anyway, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for watching. And I'll make sure to put a link in the comments when this comes out so that you can hear the finished product. We've got one version of the finished product will be out at the end of this week. That's what I'm beating the deadline on. But I think we're going to take another week or two to really cement some mixes and masters. And that's what's going to actually go to the streaming services. So anyway, once those hit streaming services, I'll put it in the comments. You can go and listen to it and hear the end product. It's always nice to see how the sausage is made. I like seeing it. I hope you like seeing it too. That's everything I got for you. Thank